Hi, welcome to today's episode of Oriac Live. We have Stephanie Gadbois from the Toronto beauty show BeautyX that's coming soon. Hi, Stephanie.
Hi, Cheryl.
How are you? It's been a while.
I know. Oh, I'm getting so excited. We're under a month away until the big show, and things keep changing daily, but getting better and better.
That's great. Well, it's pretty exciting to have something to address the professional beauty industry again in Canada, because we've been missing that.
Oh, by the time we go live at the end of October, it will have been 4.5 years since the last professional beauty trade show in Toronto. And honestly, it's been such a long time in the making that we can't wait to get this off the ground.
That's really fantastic, and congrats on that massive endeavor. I know what kind of work that involves, and we're all very excited to have it, and can't wait to attend myself.
For sure. And
tell us about the show dates.
So the show is on October 22nd and 23rd. It's at the Enercare Center this time, so slightly different than what the old ABA shows used to be. So at the Enercare Center. And really, the twist that we've taken on the 2023 show is that we've made it an educational event. We have more than 45 live classes happening above and beyond the trade show floor and our main stage and all of our competitions on our competition stage. But really, we've been focusing on the education. So there really is a little something for everybody.
That sounds fantastic. Super, super exciting. So you've got some pretty big, heavy hitters for your main stage, don't you?
Yes, we do. We are thrilled to be welcoming Ted Gibson to the main stage on Sunday, October 22nd.
That's so awesome. We can't wait. So what's super exciting about today is they are here for Oriac Live. So we have Celebrity Stylist Ted Gibson and Celebrity Colors Jason Backe.
Okay, so can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
Stephanie, how do you look so good? Because what you just said is crazy, nuts, amazing, what you put together. And the fact that you look that good astounds me. I can't believe it.
That's too kind. Thank you.
I would be exhausted.
I mean, we're in good company because they're both pretty gorgeous. Like, I'm like, up here.
Well, you know, coming from you two, that's a huge compliment. Thank you so much.
Of course.
You know, you're both celebrity stylists, but you are celebrities in your own right as well. You know, tell me, Ted, how did you get started as a hairdresser? What made you become a hairdresser?
Well, as you can see, I'm in my hotel room. You can see the bed in the back, right? Because I'm from a little town in Killeen, Texas. That is, Jason always says it's not that little, but it is little. And I'm here visiting my 93-year-old mother at the moment. And I took time out because the BeautyX show is really, really important to me. I love Canada and I love Toronto and I love the fact that I'm coming back. It's been a long time. And growing up here was a very interesting place. I had a good friend of mine that is a hairdresser, and he, to be honest, he drove a great car, had a fantastic apartment, and had great clothes. And I was about 19 years old, somewhere around there. And I said to him on New Year's Eve, I said, you know, I kind of thought about being a hairdresser. And at that time, I was selling newspaper advertising for the Killeen Daily Herald. And he said, oh my God, you'd be great at it. The next thing I knew, I was in school. It took me, because I could go part-time, I couldn't go full-time because I had a full-time job. It took me almost 2 years to get my license, going at night from like 5:30 to 10 every single night. And I remember that moment. If you guys are with me for a second, those hairdressers, that moment that I picked up a pair of shears and I picked up a comb, and how I felt and tingled all the way from the top of my head, all the way down to the bottom of my feet. I knew that I was in the right place. And at that moment, I knew that I wanted to be a hairdresser. And I'm so glad that I did and chose this journey for myself.
That's great. You know, when you feel like you're doing something that you're passionate about, that really resonates with you, it just makes work so much fun. Don't you think, Jason?
Yeah, for sure. Like, I had kind of a similar experience where I was a little older. I was 20, I think I was 23 or 24 when I decided to go to beauty school. And I've been going to college and never really felt successful in that learning style. And it was between going to culinary school or beauty school. And because I sort of grew up in the restaurant industry, waiting tables and stuff like that, I was like, I don't want to work in a restaurant. And that's the only thing I could think of if I was a chef at the time. But that's how I ended up in beauty school. My friend Adam, we were sitting in the backseat of my friend Alan's car, and he just said, why don't you try beauty school? And I was like, okay. And then in hindsight, you know, I'd been shampooing my grandma's hair in the kitchen sink and setting it. And, you know, every time my sister had a formal dance at school, I would dress her hair and all of her friends' hair. So I kind of have been doing it my whole life. I never really thought about it as a career until then. And the day that I showed up for my first day of school at the Horse Education Center for Fashion, Beauty, Wellness, and Arts in Minneapolis, Minnesota, I felt like when Dorothy's house landed in Oz and everything changed from black and white to Technicolor. And I was like, these are my people. I'm here. I've arrived.
Well, Technicolor certainly describes you, doesn't it?
That's for sure.
Yeah. Now, I need to talk about quickly your awesome, amazing, high-tech salon that you have in LA. It's so unique and different. Please tell us about that.
Well, Jason and I, you know, Starring by Ted Gibson is our 4th salon. We've had 4 salons in 4 different states, and we are serial. Yeah, we're serial entrepreneurs. Like, that's the thing that we love to do. We love the challenge of opening a business. We love the challenge of hiring a staff. We love the challenge of all of that. And when we've had all the 3 other salons we had were big behemoth, I mean, huge salons, 50 chairs and 50 plus employees and a PR person and managers and front desk and assistants and all these different things. And when we closed our New York salon, the one that was on Fifth Avenue that I called the Mother at the time, when we closed that salon in 2016, was it, Jason? Yes, 2016, we said that we would never open another salon again. And that April in 2017, we decided we were going to move to Los Angeles and take over Hollywood. And when we decided that we were going to open a salon, we knew that we couldn't do it the same way again. We needed to do something differently. So we thought about how can we bridge the idea of technology and beauty together. And I think that, you know, patting myself on the back, I think we did that very well.
Absolutely.
That was good.
Oh, okay, thanks.
So let's just touch on you. Why is it unique? What is so different about your salon?
Jason?
Well, we took the things from the salon business that we loved and kept them, and the things that we less than loved, we got rid of. So we love that one-on-one connection with the client. We love the power of transformation. We loved working in a beautiful space. And so we kept all of those things. The things that we less than loved, or I less than loved, was trying to find assistants that I could put through a training program and get them on the floor. So we got rid of assistants. Everyone who works there does everything themselves. I did less than loved paying managers and front desk staff. So we got rid of the front desk. Everything is booked online through our website or through the individual talents booking platforms. We less than loved having $30,000 worth of retail sitting on a wall and having clients come in and take a picture of it and then order it online. So we put QR codes in the salon so people can shop directly from the QR codes and have things shipped right to their house.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's like we just wanted to incorporate as much technology as we could into the space. So we partnered with Amazon to bring in, I have to say it quiet, otherwise she'll like chime in. All our lighting and our music and our temperature and everything, the coffee maker, everything that we could control through technology, we decided to implement in the space. So all of those different elements make it unique. Plus the space itself is like you're stepping into what we call clouds, which are 8 feet wide, 9.5 feet long, and 13 feet tall. And they have these sort of like undulating ribs. And you're sitting in a semi-private space with your hairdresser, and it's really special and unique.
All right. So it's so crazy because the New York Times wrote about the clouds that started by Ted Gibson as vaginas. We were like, what?
No.
She was like, yeah, it's like almost like being in a vagina.
Well, you know, when you come out, you're born again, so I can
Oh,
see
there
that
you go.
whole new you.
Thank you for that. I have not heard that one. Thank you for that.
That's fantastic. So you've been doing lots of celebrity clients. I mean, you're there in LA and you've established yourself so well. So who was your first client? What kind of celebrities are you doing these days?
Well, you know, that's a heated question because I believe if I said who my first client was, I would be in a lot of trouble. So I won't mention her. But I'll mention the celebrity that put me on the map. It's a little bit of a story. I was doing a lot of editorial for all the major publications from Elle, Marie Claire, Harper's Bazaar, Vogue, Cosmo, blah, blah, blah. And I was doing an editorial for this magazine called Marie Claire. And the fashion director at the time said, Ted, I have this opportunity. I really think you should do it. It's a celebrity. And I said, I don't really want to do celebrities. As a hairdresser in New York City, we were the ones who created the trend. So we would do shows all over in New York, London, Milan, and Paris. We would do ready to wear and haute couture. So I would travel at least 4 or 5 times a year to Europe. And we would create the trends. So with that being said, I always said that if you were a celebrity hairdresser, you lived in Los Angeles and you weren't very good. And if you were a fashion hairdresser, you lived in New York because you created the trend. So she said, you should do it. I said, no, I don't really want to do it. She said, oh my God, I think it'd be really great for your career. And I said, I really don't want to do celebrities. You know, I was doing editorial and I was doing campaigns for all the Neiman's and blah, 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 blah. So she finally said, Ted, this is what's happening. So Patrick de Marchelier, the photographer, is shooting it. It's going to be in London. Marie Claire is shooting in the morning. Cosmo is shooting in the afternoon. And she said, and it's Angelina Jolie. And I said, really? And she said, yes. And yes, that was the face I made. And I said, okay. And I did it, and it changed my career and my life. It was one of those moments where, you know, any of you, if you've ever had that moment where someone tells you, did you really think that you should do this? And you hesitate or you don't think you should, and you do it anyway, and it changes everything that happened for you. This was one of those moments.
For sure. It was like an opportunity came your way, and you walked through that door and it changed things. But, you know, you're saying about, you know, if you're in New York versus LA, but really LA stylists and celebrities are the trend makers as well, right? Like it is fashion, and it's a little bit different because it's a different type of celebrity, but it truly is trend making.
Thank you.
Yes. And Jason, I guess you've been doing some color for some of the top names that we know as well.
I have. I've had a really good career with some celebrities. You know, I love working with celebrities, but my real passion and talent, I think, is working with the everyday woman who I think what I can do differently than a lot of people who do what I do is I can see her beauty differently than she sees it herself, or the way her friends see it or her spouse sees it. And I can help her discover who she is or who she wants to be through her hair color. And so for me, it's more about the transformation and less about, you know, who specifically it's on. But yeah, I've done a lot of celebrities.
Yeah. So, you know, when it comes to hair color, I found, since I've been in this business for a long time too, that when a woman changes her color, she's somehow in a life-changing moment too. So it's a pretty crucial thing to have someone do it right for this very important moment.
I love that you said that, because that's actually where I've evolved my career to. So now I'm coloring hair just a few times every month. And when I do, it's for someone who is making a a big change in their life, who wants to reinvent or rebrand, or like the last couple of actors that I've worked with, they've been going in for a new role and they need to look a certain way for that role. And so like, I'm no longer the maintenance guy. I don't really enjoy doing a root touch-up every 4 weeks, but I really am inspired and love doing those sort of transformations that bring people, it's like a bridge that brings their personality from where they are today to where they want to be tomorrow.
Exactly. You know, stylists are really, they're so connected to their clients, and they can really make a positive change in somebody's life. And our clients are so precious to us, and they really trust us to, you know, sit in that chair and give you all the creative flow that you need. So, you know, I'm sure that anyone that stepped out of your chairs is just super happy and thrilled, because you're both so amazing at what you do.
Thank you. Well, you know, I always tell my straight guy friends, you know, look, guys, just listen to me. If a woman changes her hair, she's probably looking for a new man. So, you better,
or she just got divorced, maybe. I don't know.
you better go buy that Gucci luggage in a hurry.
Absolutely, absolutely. Can we just quickly touch on your show, Blowing LA? Love the title; it's great. How's that going? How was that experience?
Jason, I know you love to talk about Blowing LA.
It was a crazy experience. It was a lot of fun to do. You know, our team was really, really fun. Now, whenever I watch a reality show and I see someone crying and they're like, I don't even know why I'm crying. I'm like, I know why, because you're on the show and everything is crazy and intense. And I was kind of that person that gets in the interview room and just starts crying. I don't know. It was awesome.
It's true.
Emotions are high. Yes,
it's so true. You know, what it is reality. You know, there are things that happen on a show that, from my experience, that are everything you saw if you watched Blowing LA was really the truth. Everything that happened, if you had the opportunity to watch episode 4 and 5, and you saw what happened, that really did happen. And the responses that everyone had were really true responses. And the response that I had was really true. So if you haven't watched it, kids, buckle up. Get you a iced tea, because I'm sober. Get you an iced tea.
And a box of Kleenex. Yeah.
Yes, and a box of Kleenex. And just pay attention, because it is something that really happened. It was really terrible.
Wow.
That's all I'm going to say about the episode.
Okay. Well, yeah, I know that reality TVs, they really want an authentic reaction. So they kind of throw things out there that's kind of really crazy and wait for the ball to drop, right?
Sure. Yes, for sure. You know, I can tell you that it was an amazing experience, and I would do it again. We're waiting and waiting and waiting for it to hit to the United States. We don't know if that's going to happen or not. We don't know about a season 2, but I would jump on the bandwagon again to be able to be in the presence of TV. I love TV.
That's fantastic. Now, you guys are juggling a ton of things. There's something I'd like to talk to you about, is your nonprofit Worth Up Alliance.
Yes.
Tell us a little about that.
Yes. You can see it puts a big smile on both of our faces, because it's part of something that I feel like that my career has gone full circle in. During the pandemic, Jason and I, we were really kind of very upset at the way it was handled for hairdressers and beauty professionals and beauty entrepreneurs around the world, essentially. We felt like that we weren't really taken care of. You know, you would watch the nightly news, and the nightly news was talking about restaurants and how restaurants had this and they had that and had this, but there was nobody that was advocating for us as beauty professionals in the space. And then we felt like some of the people who we supported all of our years of being in the business didn't necessarily help us as well. So we wanted to do something ourselves. And one afternoon, we got about 50 hairdressers on a Zoom call. And on that Zoom call, we came up with, I don't want to say taglines, but really incredible taglines about how to support our fellow hairdressers and beauty professionals. And it was incredible. We decided to put this nonprofit together after that. And in the last year and a half, we've given over close to $100,000 with the help of Beauty Changes Lives, which is, it really essentially Beauty Changes Lives really helps to send people to beauty school as scholarships. And we're on the other end of that. So after you have gone out of beauty school and you have worked in a salon for a little bit of period of time and you want to open your own small business, we're there to help you, guide you through that place, that spot. So we have mentorship. We've brought in some really incredible people that, we love and have been great friends with for all these years. And Jason runs that organization, and he has been proficient in making sure that it runs really, really, really well. And I'm just so proud of him and the things that he's accomplished with our nonprofits. Thank you, Jason.
Yeah, thanks, Sonny. Yeah, it's really a highlight of my career to be able to mentor these people. Like most people that decide they want to open a salon or spa are like me, where I was the busiest guy in the salon. And I was like, I can do this better than the people that I work for. So overnight, I went from the fun guy at work laughing in the break room with everyone to the boss. When I walked into the break room, everyone would stop talking, So there's all kinds of things that I wasn't really prepared for. Insurance. The list just goes on and on, just how to go from being a pal to a boss, and being able to coach and mentor this talent into being ready to open their own business. And then each one of the people that we're mentoring has to deliver a pitch. They have to pitch their business kind of Shark Tank style to a panel of industry experts. And then that panel votes on who will be awarded Dream Capital. That's what we call the money that we give away. And like Ted said, we gave away almost $100,000 so far, and we're looking forward to giving more and more and more.
That's a really fabulous idea. I feel like for stylists, when they go to school, I don't know what extent of business that they get to learn about. They learn like their technical, creative skills, but that's only half of it, right? Because sure, and especially if you're going to open a salon and own a place and manage people, there's a lot to know when it comes to that. So that's really fantastic that you're offering that kind of support.
Thank you. And, we've had some incredible mentors. We've had Lisa Price, who is the founder of Carol's Daughter. We've had Kate Somerville, who is the founder of Kate Somerville's Skincare. We've had It's a 10 Hair Care, who Carolyn Aronson is the first and only Latina woman CEO of a $1 billion hair manufacturing company. So we've had some really incredible people that have told their story. Of course, we have tax people that maybe isn't as sexy, but we had tax people, we have people that talk about benefits. We've had all of these really incredible things so that when these people get their dream capital, they are set up and ready to open their small business. And, I always say that small businesses are the backbone of all of our countries. And, we have to support them in making sure that they are on top. And this is part
absolutely.
of what we do. Yeah.
And coming from that level of experience in different areas is a great way to learn. Yes. Okay, so we talked about trends a little bit, and you are both totally trend makers, of course. So is there anything you want to tell us about what's coming up for fall? I'm not embracing the fact that it's fall. I'm still hanging on to dear life summer, but as seasons change, we have no choice, right?
That's true. And the seasons change is exactly it. We were just in New York for New York Fashion Week last week, and the Starring Hair team, Jason and myself, we did 8 shows together, and it was incredible. And we're looking forward to fall, winter, and February. So for those of you who are interested in coming to the States and being with us, send an email to info@tedgibson.com, and we can see about you being on our team. It's really a lot of fun. And the great thing about it is that we, of course, set trends. And the trends that we set were micro bangs, It is in vogue this month, so just so happy.
Microbangs. Is that when, like, was during COVID where you just pick your hair up and you cut it like this? Isn't that a microbang?
Microbangs. Yep, microbangs. Yep. And I just cut them on my niece in New York City who goes to FIT, and it was really fun and really great. You can go to my Instagram at Ted Gibson. You can see that. I think that the great thing about living right now is that we have, I would say, a mentality about being individualistic, that we don't necessarily have to follow a trend specifically. And if you see a trend that you love and it doesn't necessarily suit you, adopt some of it to who you are and make it your own. Because I think that's what's really great. Everybody doesn't have to have straight hair and everybody doesn't have to have curly hair. I think that it's really about who you are as an individual and then bringing that to the forefront and then creating your own trend from there. So I would say don't be a slave to the trend. Know what they are, but don't be a slave to them.
Absolutely. And Jason, what about color trends?
I mean, kind of right along the lines of what Ted was talking about it really is about the individual. However, one of my favorite, well, there's a couple favorite things, and they're both sort of going back to the 90s with really bold placement of highlighting, kind of the anti-balayage. And Miley Cyrus is a great example with her color, the way it is, how I've seen it recently, where there's a little bit of a bright blonde coming from underneath in the front, but depending on the way the hair moves, it's really camouflaged by this larger section of the base color. So like when the hair moves, it has a different look every single time, depending on where you part it, whether you're wearing it up, whether you're wearing it down. And I think that's a key takeaway for anyone working behind the chair doing color, and for anyone who's looking for something new to wear in hair color, is think about the versatility of it, so that depending on how you style it, depending on your mood that day, if you're wearing a center part, a side part, if you're wearing it up, wearing it down in a pony or whatever, how are you going to have the hair color look different each time you style it?
Exactly.
I could listen to him all day.
Yeah. Me too. Let's make this a 2-hour conversation. So I just want to get a little bit back to BeautyX and Steph. We have some very exciting news that both Ted and Jason will be here in Toronto. And for those Torontonians or Canadians that can come across and come over and see us, they'll be able to see you on the main stage.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that, Steph.
Yes, so on Sunday, October 22nd, they will be on our main stage a couple of times throughout the day. So be sure to check the schedule for the exact timing. And then we are announcing that on Monday, October 23rd, Ted and Jason are teaching a private hands-on full day cut, style, and coloring class. Limited spaces, of course, and you can register for that on our website, but that is something that they are offering to those lucky participants who would like to spend the day with both Ted and Jason and learn from the celebrities themselves.
Fun.
It's going to be an amazing day. You know, like, yes, we're going to be talking about hair coloring and hair cutting and hairdressing and style, but we're also going to be talking a lot about how we run our business behind the chair to maximize that consumer purchase, to separate ourselves from the other people in the salon that we work at or the salon across the street, to really exceed our guest expectations, and how to really connect with our guests, because that, especially after the last several years that we've had, almost being told not to connect. Connection is really important right now. And that's going to be the difference between having someone really want to stay in your chair and having somebody hop from chair to chair to chair. So,
and a little bit of Hollywood gossip.
I mean, we might spill some tea. Although Ted doesn't tell me anything anymore because I can't keep a secret. So to get all the tea from him, because if I tell another secret, I might be divorced. I don't know.
We're gonna find this all on the tabloids covers, right?
Right.
Ted said.
Yeah.
What Ted said.
Someone close to Ted said.
That has happened to me though.
Yeah.
Yeah, shooting a cover with a Marie Claire cover actually. That's all I wanted
Yeah,
to
it
Oh,
also happened. We had a celebrity client who was going through it in the press, and she revealed to me that she was telling different people in her lives different versions of the story, so she could find out who was leaking stuff to the press.
Right.
Very sleuthy.
Wow. Smart. Yes. Well, that's the thing too. Like when our client is in our chair, our client just wants to divulge everything. It's like we're a priest or something, and they're confessing everything. You know, they just want to tell us everything.
And you know, our main stage performance is going to be glitzy and glamorous. We're going to bring you a little bit of Hollywood to Toronto. You know, Toronto, I think, is the Hollywood of Canada for sure, right? Even more so than Vancouver.
Yes.
Toronto,
Hollywood of the North.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
yes.
So we'll be bringing a little.
So
So we'll bring you a little bit of Southern SoCal, as we call it, to Toronto. So we're very excited about our main stage presentation.
Yes.
We really can't wait, and can't wait to give you guys a big hug in person and see you in real life.
Yeah.
And that's super, super exciting. I'm expecting like a massive lineup all the way outside and wrapped around the corner.
Yes.
Right, Steph?
Yes. Yes. Well, this is the first time that we will have had Ted and Jason at an ABA/BeautyX show in all of the years. So it's really exciting.
Right. Okay. And how can people get tickets? How do we go about that?
So the tickets are sold on the BeautyX website, which is BeautyX.ca. You can order them right there. You'll get a QR code right to your phone, and that's your ticket in. And it's a 2-day event pass for $70 if you buy it in advance.
Fantastic. And the show dates one more time?
October 22nd and 23rd at the Enercare Center. So that's Exhibition Place for those who aren't familiar. Super easy to get to from the train and with transit. Parking is a dream. And yeah, we're super excited.
Fantastic. Well, this has been like a really exciting chat. I can't wait to continue our conversation and can't wait for the show. Steph, congratulations again. And congratulations to both of you, Ted and Jason. Please let us know how and where we can follow you.
Jason.
You can follow me at Jason Backe, JasonBacke on Instagram. I also have a couple of Facebook pages. I have Twitter and Threads and LinkedIn, but all I've been posting on lately really is my Instagram story. I've been kind of lazy about it. Don't tell pressure me. My stories are pretty entertaining, I think.
They are very entertaining.
They are.
And you can find me at Ted Gibson on everything. Thank the baby Jesus.
Ted's not lazy about it. He posts like a maniac. He's so good at it.
I love it. I love it. Well, it's all very inspiring and exciting. And I'd like to thank you both again for chatting with us today. And we'll see you very soon in Toronto.
I can't
wait.
Yeah.
We love Canada.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.